That was crisp. That was awesome.
Elite.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Prep Coach Podcast, Bali edition. MG, explain what's going on with your head.
I just shaved it this morning.
What do you have on your head?
This is my emotional support giraffe named Lorenzo.
And who gave it to you?
Jackson and Timsy. I don't know, it's actually for me. I think it's for Talia. Because there's a little bit of a tradition that they bought Talia giraffes in Bali before. Everybody that knows Talia loves giraffes, hence why I have a giraffe on my forearm. So this is her 2.0 giraffe. You've actually bought Talia a massive giraffe as well.
Yeah.
You bought her every ice cream cart variant that exists in the toy world. And she's emptied my wallet for every note and gold coin there is for ice cream that I never get to eat. It's
Get used to it, mate, and it gets worse.
What else do we have on the table here? What's this?
This is a wonderful drawing of a meerkat and
You heard that?
a meerkat's baby by the one and only Zach, who only discovered he could draw a couple of weeks ago. Which is absolutely hilarious. But I did challenge him to draw a meerkat, and I wanted to make it difficult by adding a baby. And he forgot the baby, and then he added the baby at a later date, and I think he's done a wonderful job.
That's awesome.
Was it Russell? I might get a tattoo then.
And then this? And then this?
This is the crew today at Waterbom Park. Great photos. I was there, but I did have to make a very swift exit without anybody knowing because I've been a little bit under the weather, as you know.
Yeah.
I am here in spirit today. Mads knows if my eyes start rolling back in my head, she'll give you guys the signal and exit me as quickly as possible, but remove the mic. I'm not even wearing a mic, I don't need it.
No, that wasn't. And that's why we might leave this to the end. So, Hannah, do you want to
Can I just
come
say-
down and explain this?
Can I just state for the record, I'm happy to do it at the start.
Oh my lord.
It's not what I did, mate.
Come down, Hannah,
You're
and
sucking
explain
for
what this
punishment.
is.
Less than a story. Putting it on
Come
record.
next to me and explain it.
Yeah.
He was warned.
Tell us what this is.
Okay, so last retreat we spoke about doing Bean Boozled, and we did go on a very big hunt to try and find it at the, I think it was the shopping centre. So I found this at a lovely store the other week, and I bought 2 packets specifically for you guys to have on the podcast today. So how it works is there are 10 different flavours, I believe, and you spin a little wheel, it'll tell you which flavour to choose, and it's either got a really terrible tasting one or a nice tasting one.
Give me an example of a terrible tasting one.
So I would say the worst one would either be, you could get pomegranate or you could get Old Bandage. Or I would say the other one would either be you can get banana or wet dog.
So after?
So we
I'll
So
slow them
in
down.
here is the little spinning
Spinner,
wheel,
yeah.
yeah. So you can take that out,
Yeah.
and then you guys can take it in turns, spin it, it'll tell you which one to land on, and then you choose that colour, and it's either one or the other. And they are gluten free.
There you go, Scotty. There you go.
This is Scotty Carter skate.
Big bucket
All
or
right,
something.
thanks, Hannah. All right, do you want to do it
Do you
now?
have a spit bucket? Yeah, you need something to
Do you
spit
want-
in.
Oh,
Because it's bad.
Do you need
Sorry,
that?
they're actually tested.
Do you need that?
There's no
I'll
testing
say
issues.
Should we get some tissue?
Give me that bag, Matty Papa.
Yeah, because
These
it's
fucking
bad, it's
stink.
bad.
Oh fuck, please give me fucking banana, please.
That's why you said
Not a
maybe
good
if you
idea.
please no. That's because
Said wait till the
Are you going to
end.
give it a go now?
Cool.
He does not want to give it a go.
Scotty's trying to get out there.
No,
There's a
I
box in
think
there
they
for
are.
extra like.
Porn stars.
Scotty, it's on the different title girl tested.
Dude, fuck.
All right, you ready? Do you want to go first?
Or does anyone else want to go on my behalf?
No.
Yeah, I'm happy to
Bro,
improve. Does anyone else want to try it?
We're trying for games night tonight.
No one.
I've got a second packet for games night.
Oh, okay, so you have
Sorry,
it.
no.
Just for you,
Hold on,
boys.
can you pass them around so everyone can just... I'm not adding mate.
No, they smell
we don't.
They smell
disgusting.
like sweaty
They
feet.
smell disgusting.
So why are we smelling them?
I can smell it in the air.
Oh my god.
I'm definitely not playing
Oh,
Star.
they're
Just put it
disgusting.
out there.
Yeah, oh.
There it is in prep, she's like, yum. Oh my god, calories.
Oh my
I feel like
god,
the longer it's open,
one
the
could be
less
peach
bad
or
it is.
bar.
It's not too bad.
The more it
There's one that's like rotten
Oh.
egg and something else. That's the worst one. Or
Like
vomit.
One of the flavors is vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone like the
I think I'm
happy
that's the taste of that.
Cappuccino or liver and onions? Alright.
I actually need a tissue or something because there's every chance I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what there's tissues down next to the tea bags there.
You got a spit bucket?
I got it.
We got
Okay.
spit
You're
back.
spit bag.
They stink.
Oh man.
So bad.
Alright, ready?
Alright.
Has it made its way back up
You always go
front?
first.
Whatever.
Are you sure you want to do this one?
No?
There's no
Let's
point.
go.
Hey,
Too late.
The
My
only
heart rate's
person
just
who-
gone from a nice cruising 52 to 78.
The only person who has an out is MG.
I'll go first. Alright.
I feel like you can.
No, I've had a bit of an upset stomach.
Oh, happy
Oh yes! Oh, berry blue or toothpaste. Nice. Yes.
So it's going to go with toothpaste.
Well, yeah, let's see. Someone's got to
It
dip
could be
this.
either. Yeah.
So it lands on one.
Also, the colour
It could be that flavour.
there's two blue ones. You don't know which one it's gonna be.
It's a mystery.
That's what
Yeah.
It's a mystery.
Oh, so it doesn't matter what you get, either way, it's a mystery.
Yeah, it's always just
50-50,
spinning
yeah.
doesn't give you an out.
So he picks the colour
Right,
and
here we
it
go.
could be, is it berry or toothpaste? You have to
Toothpaste
say.
is fine.
Yeah.
Berry blue.
Victory!
I'll take toothpaste now.
Spin it.
That's it.
Oh, that's delicious.
That's delicious.
Siobhan's like, oh no, this
What's
tastes
this
pretty
red one?
alright.
Oh fuck, red's never
Yeah,
good.
it's got a black thing on
Oh,
it.
that,
Oh no.
Oh fuck, my heart's
Oh,
burning.
Licorice or burnt rubber.
I'll still take that over.
do you like
So,
licorice,
black one.
Scotty?
It's a
No,
black
I
one.
don't even like licorice. There's like 8 black ones.
Some
Yeah,
of
so
them are
that's
brown.
the,
They're
that's
all
the
like
challenge.
it's
Some of them
Pick
are
one.
brown.
I don't need my torch.
No, some are brown.
That
But it's still good, friend.
It's definitely a black one. Yeah, one of the black ones you gotta get.
Can I smell it first?
No.
You can try.
It doesn't matter.
Just hold your nose.
I don't even like licorice, so that would get me.
Rubber or licorice? It's rubber, isn't it?
Rubber? It's rubber.
You can spit it out.
Your turn.
I can't fucking chew it.
Yeah.
Spit it out. Spit it out. Spit it out.
Oh my goodness.
Let's do this one. Let's
OMG.
It actually tastes like it's burnt.
Oh fuck. Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
cappuccino or liver and onions. I think it must be the brown one.
Pray for you.
Put a lot on that. Put a lot on this bad
Got
boy.
the light?
Worst thing I've ever tasted in my whole life.
I hope you're okay.
So it's
Oh my god.
one of the brown
Where's
ones.
Hannah?
He's gonna get you back.
Please don't wrong.
It has to be
Cappuccino or
cappuccino.
liver and onion?
Do you have a cappuccino?
liver and onion.
Just spit it out. Just
Spit it out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Hey.
Oh, hey, good job, MG.
Well done.
Alright, good. So another one.
Oh, that's the end. At the end. Does anyone
It's like
want
Al's podcast.
Does anyone
Don't
want to
answer a
come up
single
and do it?
question.
Do another one at the end, or
Anyone want to do it?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Who? Yeah, yeah. Okay, go.
Hey, you know there's one less liver and onion.
And rubber.
Spin.
And
Hey, that's
MG, you've
that's
got
really got a
very
disgusting
good
onion.
What'd you
Lovely
get?
aftertaste.
Oh, same as Scotty.
Oh, the black one.
No, rubber or licorice.
You want, you'll get licorice.
It's gonna be licorice.
Yeah,
Do you like licorice?
Yeah, no, licorice.
Because Matt loves eating rubber. It's like right for a treat for him.
Licorice?
What'd you get?
Yeah, bravo.
Yeah.
It's
He can't even tell the difference.
I can't tell. I'll say probably licorice.
If it's not burnt, yeah.
If it's not burnt, yeah.
One more
Yeah.
Hey, that's what we call a
One
burnt
more?
tongue.
one more person. Anyone?
Oh,
Okay, Jess.
Let's go, Jeff.
I'll go after Jason.
It's one jelly bean.
It's the yellow.
Listen. What is it?
That one.
And there's it.
Top banana or wet dog?
Oh.
Wet dog, wet dog.
Love me some
wet dog,
poo.
wet.
Orange banana.
Oh,
Hannah.
one more.
Hannah.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's your game, so you gotta
Alright.
finish us off. Finish us off.
Make that 49 grams of Cocoa Pops.
Orange deserves 51 because of that.
What'd you get?
Either banana
Oh,
or wet dog.
Spinning it. New flavour.
New flavour?
New flavour. New flavour.
Oh.
Yes, here we go.
I've either got pomegranate or Old Bandage.
Yes.
Okay.
Just think,
Which one is it?
even for you, Old Bandage is going to taste great.
Give me this one.
A lot.
Pomegranate.
Oh, yes, winning. All right. We'll do another round at the end.
Yes.
All right.
Paraphernalia on the floor.
We've got a fair few questions, so we'll get through them. The first one is a bunch of rapid fire. You want to go first? And maybe we'll ask the group too what they think.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Coke Zizza or Pepsi Max?
Pepsi Max.
Pepsi Max.
Pepsi Max.
Coke Zero.
Coke
Zero.
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 I'm Pepsi
That's
Max.
a 50-50.
Pepsi Max. All right.
Pepsi Max. Pepsi Max.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Winter.
Okay. Morning workout or night?
Morning.
Morning.
Midday.
Morning.
Hang on, do it again. Show of hands for
11
morning.
a.m.
Morning.
That's so stupid.
Show of hands for night. That's kind of split. Morning's maybe a little bit better. Training upper or training lower?
Training full body.
Full body.
Upper? Yeah, a lot of. Okay, that one wins.
Yeah.
Pre-workout or energy drink? Pre-workout?
Both.
No, definitely energy drink wins that.
You put pre-workout, you put in.
Chicken or beef?
Chicken.
Yeah, okay, easy.
Easy.
Training partner or solo?
Solo.
Solo.
It depends. Lower body day with a partner, but upper
I
body day.
couldn't agree
okay,
more.
yeah.
Hey, that's how it's a lonely sport, but we don't do anything to help ourselves.
Sweet food or savoury?
Savoury.
Sweet.
Hang on a second.
And-
Sweet? Savoury? I think it's.
Come on, man. Bread. Like, you wouldn't pick bread over anything.
Oh, yeah.
Dairy bread.
I'm surprised
Dairy
they say that over ice cream bread.
Donuts is the best.
Bread and butter.
Alright, let's get stuck into it. Let's start this first one. In no particular order. Thank you, Lorenzo. Immersing myself in this community has been nothing short of life-changing. It has truly saved my life. Did you ever think your humble podcast would grow into a behemoth we all know and love today? So thank you so much for the kind words. This is an anonymous one, so really, really appreciate that.
What was it about?
I kind of had a bit of a reflection yesterday when I just saw like everyone in the group interacting, and I was like, gee, they've come all the way for us and they've spent their time, their money to come and experience this with us, and I was just like so incredibly proud. I thought, who would have ever thought that, oh, we'll follow these three guys around and we'll go on a retreat with them and we'll listen to their podcast. I never would have thought that, and so that's not what I thought this was ever going to end up being. I thought it was just going to us trying to give out some good information on the podcast and just hopefully help some people. So where it has come today is a really, really proud moment, but it doesn't happen like this unless we get support from everyone else. So thank you so much. TMG?
Yeah, I just got that goosebumps feeling, and I was looking for hair standing up, but because I shaved my arms, there's no hair to stand up. But that's what I felt when you read that out.
Yeah.
I think after the last one, especially, I went back and felt, for the first time really ever, I felt that like post-trip blues, because it was such an incredible week, and this is also another incredible way. I know I'm going to feel the post-trip blues, and it doesn't happen really anywhere else. So I hope all of you get the same feeling from it, and I hope that you all remain in contact as well. And hopefully there's someone in this room. It's what I said at the end of the last one, was to make sure that you make the effort, over the next 3, 6, 12 months. Everyone already knows I'm big on voice notes, to send someone in this group a voice note just on a random day. You just don't know who might be needing just a little bit of a piece of encouragement, or just a note to tell them to have a wonderful day. We all have very, very, tough days, and sometimes it's that little bit of an effort that can just change your whole week. So, and I think last time everybody really did that. I still get voice notes from people, which is such a blessing.
Scotty?
You guys cover it.
Come on.
He's
Fella.
in the rubber
Get sentiment
There's
from
no
Scotty.
science in that question.
Give us a bit of love. And... Nope.
Oh yeah, no, obviously. You guys pretty much summarise it all. Yeah, I don't ever think we really came into it with any intention other. We just thought it was something we were going to do. I probably viewed it more as though there's a void in that space. I feel like now there's a lot of people that do podcasts, but I think one of the things that has probably separated ours perhaps is just the consistency and that element of rigidity. Every week people know that on a Thursday morning it's going to come out. If it's not, MT usually communicates that it's pushed back. To be fair, I'm very blessed. I don't do anything other than just turn up and then answer any questions that come. And MT does all the back work behind the scenes. But it's rewarding to see, like, experiences like this are great, but I think for me it's also just knowing how many people we've genuinely been able to help by just giving out information. And not everyone has the ability to have a coach. Not everyone can afford to have a coach. Sometimes people can't afford maybe to have the coach that they want to have, and so to be able to get really good information, maybe I'll be biased, I think it's good information we put out, but that doesn't cost anything and that is available when there's just so much information out there that's perhaps really conflicted. I feel like for a lot of people it's almost like a trusted source that you can lean into. Maybe you're having a hard day in prep, you can go through. It's always funny when we meet people with shows and they're like, oh my God, I heard your podcast. And then I listen to like 40 episodes in a week. A lot of people in FIFO that drive trucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good, it's rewarding.
How did Scotty, MG and MT meet each other, and how did TMG Physiques come about? So,
Well, there's lots of little like side stories. So we went to school together. We weren't in the same year level, but he was a year above me. But he wanted to hang around me because I was really cool. It's not true, but MT was one of the only guys that I remember going to the high school shed gym at St. Bernard's.
oh wow, jeez.
Yeah. So he just stuck to me really early that he kind of knew what he was talking about, because he started to put on some size pretty quickly, eating his tuna salads. But then, yeah, we finished school and time goes past, and then I got really heavily into it. And he was the first person that came to my mind when I was like, oh, it's time for me to really level up. And I was at that stage looking at transitioning out of my career at the time, which was as a bank manager, which I continued for a while after that. So I reached out to him and ended up doing a competition with MT coaching me, and then it just developed and steamrolled from there. We were going through similar things in our life at the time. He'd just transitioned out of actually bank himself into the full-time space in coaching, and I was looking to do it. We were both in the midst of a separation at the time, so we kind of leaned on each other. And yeah, I think back now, it was probably the thing that saved me at the time from where I was. It was a very difficult time in my life. I think anyone that listened to last week's episode around my anxiety and panic attacks, that was when it was at its absolute peak. And so it'd been going for a long time. That was when it was at its peak, and that was also when it ended too. So it's probably not a coincidence. And funnily enough, Scott used to PT my wife before we were even a thing. And I actually remember, I'll tell this, yeah, I hope you didn't look into that. No, you were already with Jen at the time. But I remember this one day that we were friends. Actually, I think me and I were living together as housemates at the time. And you PT'd her, and she came back, and she was just absolutely destroyed. And I was like, wow, what did that guy do to you? And you made her do 100. You did a total rep set of 100 barbell squats.
Yeah, it was a diminishing set or something like that.
Yeah.
And she always used
the
to
first time I've ever seen me have cooked ever.
But she used to come in and she would always, but she's mentally so strong. She was like, I feel like I need to
That's what she's like in life. Just
yeah.
Nothing's a problem, even if it's a problem. She won't show you. She doesn't even ask people around her for help, even if she needs it. So that doesn't surprise me. That was the first time I saw her like cooked. I've never seen her cook since. So
that was also for me to just rock the boat a little bit and just to be like, there's a threshold for everyone.
I hope she listens to this.
Do you know what's funny though?
Did she say anything about it?
She used to talk all the time about, he's a really nice guy, he's really friendly,
I've not heard this.
She was like, I think we're good friends. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. She's like, what do you think? I'm like, Yeah, I think he might want to be more than your friend. She's like, do you reckon? I'm like, yeah, I think he might.
It's so funny because I was on the other end of it where he was telling me, he's like, do you think she likes me?
Yeah, and what you know what he was saying? And it got to a point because me gives nothing, right? She's she's just like, her guard's up, but she's very private. She keeps a lot to herself. And after trying for so long, it says like, dude, you got to stop, man. It's getting a bit too much now. She's not interested. Funny story. It's completely off topic, but the first time Eve and I actually kissed, she disappeared for 3 days after that.
Yeah, but do you want to tell her what you did?
It's all coming out now.
No, because it's funny.
Yeah,
It's harmless.
Oh, that's gold. So she'd already been missing for like most of the day. And I got home from work and I trained and I was vibing the way my physique looked. I was obviously pretty lean at the time. I stayed lean for a reason. So I sent her like a selfie, like shredded, super vascular, like just in the top of like the Calvin Klein's at the top of the jeans. And I think I said something like, "Wog boy waits for Aussie girl." I think that was exactly what the text says. And then we were about to set a search party out after that.
True though, she didn't come home for like 5 days, did she?
Yeah, he told me that. I think
I
I've blown it. I think I did do it.
Yeah, I nearly like went and bought like an apartment to
Yeah,
move
like I
into.
think I
I was
nearly
like,
out. I think she's coming back.
well, yeah, I'm good. I was about to move into your house. I think she'll be.
Yeah, you were. Geez, that would have been.
Hey, let's say consistency pays off. Everyone said it's too much. If I played you the voice message she sent me this morning, you would see that it was worth every penny of effort. Remember those 100 squats is what you go you weakened it for me.
So Aussie girl is waiting for Wog Boy.
Yeah, Aussie girl's waiting for Wog Boy to come home to look after this screaming child.
And then we just met through comps, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't remember which was the first one.
I think the first.
Obviously because
No, there's one. So
yeah,
because we'd become just like inseparable, and then I wanted to do another comp, and we just thought to separate friendship and coaching that I'll get someone else to coach me. So I reached out to Scotty, and then that's what brought us.
Yeah, I don't remember the first time.
We always saw each other at shows, but we were always so busy. But I think the first time we probably caught up.
I know the first time I saw you.
Yeah, go.
It was actually when it was during COVID when you competed in Adelaide for the nationals.
Yeah.
And I kind of saw you backstage, but I didn't speak to you because you were doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually in the toilet of the airport that I walked in and there was a shield on the ground because you won your shield.
Oh yeah.
And I walked in and I was like, I think Scotty's in here taking a piss. And then you were washing your hands like, congratulations, man. And you're like, thanks, but you were out of it. You were ready to go home, you know. I think that was the first time.
You've been dieting for 79 weeks.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. We don't want to have a conversation in the bathroom right now.
No, but I think we did, didn't we? Chat for a bit.
Yeah.
I think you hugged it out. I remember.
No.
Because we were on the same flight back.
We're on the same flight back. Yeah. Okay. I don't even know where this one came from, but it's an anonymous one. If Scotty's chest is okay, then
Stitch up.
then I'm the mayor of Beijing. Then I'm the mayor of Beijing. What is that? What do you mean by Scotty's chest is okay? Did someone say like
This morning during the morning question,
Oh,
you were
yeah,
saying
when we
like
went
the
to recovery.
trait about yourself and then the muscle about
He's
yourself?
like, I think my
Scotty
chest
was
is
like, oh, maybe my
okay.
chest is
Yeah.
like maybe
So
it's okay.
Yeah, so like if it's okay, then I'm the mayor
You're a
of
humble
something.
person.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about the morning question? You guys kind of come up with it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sure you can hear me from here, I talk through that. So we came up with the idea of like, I felt like my major topic of conversation, getting to know a few people that I hadn't met before or that I kind of connected with on social media but hadn't met in person was like, you know, where are you from? What do you do with yourself? And like, I know myself that I think everybody is vastly a different person just to what their occupation is or, you know, where they're from, and there's so much more you can learn about a person. So come up with the idea that before going on the morning walk every morning, because we have 45 minutes to talk with each other, to have like a question that helped kind of a bit of an icebreaker, but also to get to know people on a bit of a deeper level. So it started a couple of days ago. Yesterday's question was, what would you tell your past self? And then this morning's question was, what is a trait about yourself that you're proud of? So I suppose the idea behind that as well is to try and kind of, everyone here is very humble. I think I've noticed that. Everybody's we're all in constant state of wanting to improve. So I think it's nice to encourage everybody to stop and smell the roses and realise like that they should be proud of themselves for where they are today.
And what the bonus question was, what's your favourite muscle group?
Yeah, what muscle group are you most proud of?
And he said his is okay.
He said, oh, maybe I think my chest is okay. And we were like, Scotty, come on, bro, you're allowed to be proud of yourself.
After I motivated him, I said no. I said, yeah, it's okay.
Feel better, are you?
I think it was that fucking onion and liver. I knew it was the right move.
Revitalised.
In MG's seminar, there was a lot of discussion about comparison when in prep, but how can you get around comparison in the off season? They have added more tissue than me, they have better genetics and are growing faster than me, they're more dense than me.
Yeah. I mean, social media is a big one. Limit your social media exposure. Like, limit it to a certain amount of time per day. What that time is just depends on how much you're using it now. So like if you're using it 3 hours a day, try and limit it to 45 minutes. The less you're on there, the less you're going to see. But you just always have to remember you've got no clue what that person is doing. Unless you're living with them, and especially if it's somebody that you don't know. Like, you don't even know if it's somebody who was natty that's not natty anymore. There's so many things that could be happening. So if that's, you know, your source of success as to how you're progressing. And then the other side to it is this, is like, ultimately, are you doing everything possible that you can do? Because that's really all you can hang your hat on. If there's nothing else you could have done to be better, that's really what it's about.
Also too, like, if you're looking at social media, they're probably posting the best photos of themselves and the best lighting, and
No one's ever going to put it
what
back.
about some of that? Have you seen some of that AI stuff where
Yeah.
it's like you make
Yeah,
the
it's
foot
like-
look bigger and you make this look bigger, and it's freaking crazy. But in the end, you're not the one. You're not the one who's going to do the comparing. It's the judge. So, and you're well, maybe you are a judge, but but you're there's always going to be an insecurity there, of course. So you're just going down a rabbit hole that is really not going to be anything positive for you.
And the person you're comparing to is probably doing that exact same thing with someone else.
Yeah.
Keep trying to say my ghostwriter picture of me is fake.
That was definitely no, it was legit.
Real.
It was legit. It was
Real.
definitely legit.
That's how I felt when I ran out of the Waterbom park. That's like, Gus, I've got a fever quick. Get me home now.
Okay. If someone has recently had a stomach bug or Bali belly, how long would you recommend before they train with intensity again, being mindful of fatigue, soreness, digestive distress, things like that? And also there was another question, when you are sick like that, why would the first meal be white rice or an egg white omelette or something like that?
I think it depends how long you're sick for. Obviously, we've had a few people this week that maybe can speak to how that is and feels. But let's say that it was a 24-hour bargain. It's been coming out both ends, or hopefully just from one of them. But there's obviously not going to be much food in the system. You're also really, really fatigued, probably a lack of sleep. So if you think about your lack of food in the system, you're probably very sore from vomiting. It's quite taxing on your body. And then you're unable to put food back in straight away. Training's probably going to be on the very, very lower end of the agenda. So I think first and foremost, everyone knows I've been pretty public about it this week. If you are sick with that, the best thing that I think that you can do, and Taylor, the doctor, would agree, is probably to just starve whatever pathogen that you have. Sometimes if you are sick and you think, oh, I feel a bit better, and you put food back in, and then the process, it almost like resets, and then the timeline starts again. So I think if you can draw that out and you can keep fluids in, and then obviously ensuring that you're putting sodium, something like that is really good. But you also have to be careful. Something like this has glucose as well, and sometimes if you have too much of that, it can upset your stomach and again cause another occurrence to be ill. But once you got through that let's say the first 48 hours and day one of being sick, you don't eat. Day two, start to put a bit of food in. If you're up to it, maybe day 3, you could consider training, but it wouldn't be anything close to failure. It'd be something really light, and the likelihood is, it's just like running the comparison of depletion. When you're in prep and you're dieting, you're depleted, and you're feeling really, really fatigued. If you were to go in there and try and thrash it in the gym, the outcome's not going to be overly great. So you might want to go into the gym in 2 or 3 days' time after being sick, but you're definitely not training anywhere near close to failure. For the most part, I'd say anywhere from 5 to 7 days before you're going to get back to that. But you would want to have at least 2 days of really good eating and noticing that there's an increase in perceived energy availability. So you feel that you've got more energy, you don't feel as taxing and as lethargic. And I think you just sort of have to, there's no real blueprint, you sort of have to auto-regulate. Because if you, like anything, you take too much too quickly, you just go back to square one and then the process starts again. And that's why it can be hard as an athlete to have to be objective about it and to be like, you know what, I'm not going to train today because I'm not going to have the energy, when you feel like I'm not ticking the box when we spend so much time trying to do that. But if you look at it over the lifespan of your off season, or if you're in contest prep, if you don't do the basic things that we're just talking about right for the first 5 to 6 days, being ill for a week could turn into 2 or 3 weeks, and it could get worse and worse, and you're just elongating the process versus you just take a step backwards so that eventually you can take a couple steps forward. And then in terms of the rice,
Yep.
just because it's a really easy high GI source of carbohydrate. Some of the things you want to be mindful of when you've got an upset stomach is you don't want to consume fats, you don't want to have crazy amounts of sodium, and you don't want to have crazy amounts of protein or fibre for that matter, because it delays gastric emptying. So we don't want a slow transit time. We want to make sure that we're putting things in that are really soft and easy for the stomach to tolerate, and equally to move across the intestinal membrane. So we want to make sure that we're putting in foods that are typically not acidic, like I said, that don't have high fats. Rice is a really easy one to do that. It's really, really soft. It's easy to chew. It's easy to digest. Maybe not so much.
Yeah.
No. And it's something that you can have with a bit of salt. I usually wouldn't advocate for like protein full stop, egg whites or anything with oil. It's just something basic like that, or it might be just some plain toast, some rice crackers. A few people are like, oh, is a rice cake's okay? They are, but again, the only reason I lean more so into a white rice is because there's no fibre in that. And again, you just start with a really, really small amount. If you can tolerate that, you'll have a little bit more. But typically when you're ill, you don't have a ravenous appetite afterwards, because it's your body's way of saying it's not quite ready for that. And then as you start to feel a little bit hungrier and your food seeking heightens, then maybe you can push in a little bit more. But key is to just take baby steps. Again, it might not be ideal, you might be like, oh, I'm not hitting my protein intake, but 2 days of not eating protein is not going to kill your gains in the scheme of things. Do you agree with that, Dr. Taylor?
But what about my metabolic window? To what degree do you think face-to-face experience is good for an online coach? Face-to-face experience. I think I was speaking to Nam maybe about this when we were talking about the fact that you're doing face-to-face PT now and how it can help you with your online clients from a programming perspective. That's probably the biggest thing I got out of face-to-face. Of course, it helps you with your people skills as well, and understanding that people have different lives. Some people work full-time, some people are single, some people are young, some people have kids. So you get to understand what makes people tick. So when you're actually coaching online, you can kind of understand people's lifestyles. But I think from a training aspect, when you're in the gym and you're watching someone train, the first thing that I see is, where is the point that they try to cheat a movement? Where are they trying to, maybe change their technique a little bit because they're failing, or it's a little bit too hard, so they try to shift and move. And then also too is, you can kind of understand how different people have different limb lengths and things like that, and you can understand what movement is good for someone and what movement is not so good for someone. So I think assessing someone's physique and how they move, but also too is, once you do give them an exercise, what are some of the things they do to try to cheat to make it a little bit easy for them? And that also helps from a programming perspective, where maybe you might, if you know that they're always going to bounce out of a squat, you might program a pause in there. So, because it's going to be the way they cheat. So then you program something in there so they can't cheat. So that's one of the things that I got a lot out of when I was doing face-to-face, is how it helped my programming. And then kind of understanding how much work someone can do within a session. So how many exercises you can give them, how many sets you can give them, those kind of things. But also what's practical from an exercise order perspective. You know, giving someone a squat and a deadlift straight after is probably not a good idea. So making sure that the way you order and sequence your exercises has been really, really important for me learning from face to face. How about you? Because
Yeah, I still do it.
Yeah.
I still probably do 20 to 25 sessions a week. I think for me, all the stuff you said as well, but you know, I lean a lot into sort of the mental, psychological side as a coach with all of my athletes, and I think you get a lot of that on the gym floor that you don't necessarily always get online. So then it allows me to stay on top of how I'm going to assist somebody who might be going through something, and then I can translate that into my online clients as well. They say like your best soundboard sometimes like your hairdresser, your coach, your PTs.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I do it. It's because I enjoy it.
Scotty?
I think we're in an era where everyone wants to be an online coach because I can come to Bali and I can get paid to work remotely. But I think before you go down that path, you need to always use the analogy. You got to do your case. And I think being in the gym, first and foremost, it allows you to see firsthand what training looks like. It allows you to learn movements, but I think it allows you to develop the skills that you need to communicate, to be a good communicator. If you're going to work in the online space, you have to be able to communicate well. And equally, if you're assessing movement quality, you have to be able to articulate a specific movement. Let's say that someone's squatting and it's not the way you want it to look. If you haven't been there in the flesh and know what works and how to correct it in person, how on earth are you going to do that via a Loom video if you can't articulate it and you can't give an example to be able to demonstrate that? So I think you need to have that in the trenches experience, that practical application, in order to then be able to go away and be an online practitioner. I don't think that you can do one without the other, at least doing it well. And if you are just someone who works online, I don't know any top tier online coaches that weren't in the gym for 5-10 years prior to that doing their apprenticeship. I think it's a necessity that underpins your ability to be a good practitioner online long term.
Let's stick to training. We've got a question here. Do you believe lying leg extension, right? So lying leg extension are better for hypertrophy compared to upright traditional seated leg extension? If so, why are lying leg extension machines so uncommon? I know where there is one. So
My one can be turned into one.
you can
It's
turn
also
it
like a lying ham curl can sometimes be used as a lying leg extension.
lying ham curl can be used as a okay. If you can put it all the way down, or
Like think about just normally facing down on it, turn around.
I guess so. Yeah.
Just think about the way it moves. You're like lifting
You have
above
to change the
yourself.
pivot point though, because
Yeah.
you're going from
Unless
the
you
up
can
versus
go
you
on
have to sit.
Yeah, but Doherty's in Brunswick has like an old school one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think to myself, and I've seen a lot of old school bodybuilders doing lying leg extensions, and I thought to myself, maybe it's because the machine's so big. Someone come with the seated version, like, cool, that fits in the gym a little bit easier. That's more common, and maybe the machine's more expensive and it's bigger. So from a footprint perspective on the gym floor, I really don't know why it's not common.
Well, ever since that study came out, I think, who was I talking to? Someone during the week. I think it was maybe Katie, yeah. About, there was a study looking at the difference between more or greater hip extension, so leaning further back versus being at 90 degrees. And they looked at the difference in hypertrophy between the two, and there was a difference in the rec fem. The rec fem is a little bit different because it crosses the knee and it also crosses the hip, and so when you're in more hip extension, the study demonstrated that there was more proximal, so proximal is higher up, hypertrophy in that particular region of the quads, and everywhere else was virtually the same. And it was a really well designed study because they did one intervention on one side, on one leg, and then they do the other on the other. So that way you can control for variables like nutrition and sleep and all those different pieces. And so the difference was worthy enough. I think it was either an 8 or a 12-week intervention. So to be able to see that kind of progress, not to say that a normal traditional leg extension is bad, but perhaps if there is something that's more optimal where you can get more of that upper quad, then why not? Unfortunately, not all the machines are designed to do that, but if you have the ability to be able to support your back and get more hip extension, not to say that it has to be a certain degree, but
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
like any study, you need to have some standardization. You can't just say roughly push your kips up, it needs to be standardized. You've got 90, you're going to go at 60 degrees, you're going to go at 55. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's important for anyone to understand when you're interpreting scientific literature. Just because someone says, 5 milligrams of caffeine per kilogram of body weight saw this result, now you have to have 5, you can't have 4, because in that particular study, they looked at 5 versus control. In this case, they used a specific degree versus
Do you know
control.
what it was? Like, was it lying all the way down?
I've got it in my, I'll just have to find it.
That's okay. Yeah, do you
No,
know?
I'll find the name of the study.
Okay, cool.
I'll have it in my
The
files.
one at your gym, I know it's seated and you can move the. Does it go all the way flat?
Yeah, it goes all the way flat.
All yours?
But because it's a lying hamstring curl, it sits on a bit of an incline, so I actually have to stick underneath the seat a dead ball that sits
Okay.
at virtually level.
Oh,
So
so
I
it's-
never use it like that. I just
Slide
slide
them
back
back.
to the seat and I just make sure
Okay.
that I'm pulled into the machine enough and then
Yeah.
push my hips back further. And you can feel the difference.
You can feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Create a list of gym accessories with must-have to more luxury but not essential. Straps, Versagrips, sleeves, wraps, lifting belt, cuffs, seat belt, squat shoes, other. So what are your top? Like what needs to be in the gym bag from an accessory perspective?
I've only got one thing in my gym bag this trip, which is straps.
Straps, yeah.
Yeah.
Straps and belt, I would say would like unlike.
Yeah, if I was in prep, I'd have a belt too.
Yeah. Sleeves, I use knee sleeves a little bit in prep towards the back end, just to keep the knees warm, not a lot of body fat around that area as well. Maybe it's a factor of safety, just feel a little bit more comfortable with sleeves on.
I mean, there's only one human being that has a seat belt in his lifting bag.
And the measuring tape.
What do you use a seatbelt for, Timsy?
It's like Jackson up, so he's
Lock the hips in on a hammy curl or a leg extension.
Yeah, so if anyone's in here, it said lock the hips on a hand curl leg extension machine.
Yeah, it just enables you to just focus more on, obviously target muscles and trying to sit inside.
Yeah,
the seat.
because
It's on a lot.
sometimes you're really trying to pull your bum into the seat with your hands,
Yeah,
so it kind of takes away that. It's almost like a lifting strap takes the thought away from the
100%.
grip on the movement as well.
It was 40 degrees was the angle. Anyone that wants it, I'm happy to send you the paper if you want to have a read of it.
Yeah,
Awesome and colleagues.
Any non-lift that picked up your bag, they would think you're into some weird shit.
You got cuffs in there.
So that's-
There's a giraffe.
Scotty's
Compliment, thank you.
must-haves. Have you ever used Versagrips?
I have, but I don't just use normal
Straps?
straps, yeah.
Sleeves, wraps,
I
lifting belts.
wear a belt over a certain weight when
Weight.
I'm deadlifting or RDOing, and
Do you use squat shoes anymore?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you use
I do.
On like V squat or
I use squat shoes just because I broke my foot playing football when I was younger, and so I
your
used to
barbell
have to
squat
do
a lot you did.
a heap of joint mobility to be able to get the dorsiflexion to get the depth I want. And so now I just use squat shoes because it allows me to do that and to squat with better range and it doesn't cause me any grief. And I use knee sleeves as well.
Do you three have any intentions to step on stage? If so, when? Divisions, federations? And also there's I'm going to link it here. Would you ever let your kids do bodybuilding? In the future?
I'll be on stage every show this year.
Are you officially
Which
retired
division?
or not?
Which division?
Do you reckon you're retired or not?
Yeah, I do.
You can
Do you reckon you're 100% retired?
Do
You were, and then on that plane ride back from Perth, you're like, yeah, maybe I'm not.
Yeah, it's because you were pumping up my tyres. You got me hyped for that.
Do you think you'll ever do it when Tyler's a little bit older just to see?
You're only 1% that's
Yeah,
lingering around.
yeah.
It's like I'd love for her to be of an age and her little sister that like they could actually.
What's the name of the little sister?
It is in that voice message that Neve sent this morning. But yeah, I would absolutely do it for that. But it would only be if I felt like doing it was going to show them, or let them see that if you decide that you want to do something really hard, you can do it. But I wouldn't do it just for me.
Mm-hmm.
It would be because I felt like it was going to give them some
Teach us.
benefit
Yeah,
to-
okay. Sure.
Or like Talia's at an age where she's starting to be active and she likes coming into the gym with me when I'm training.
Yeah.
So like it became like a daddy-daughter thing, obviously, not with the nutrition side, but she lifts some 1 kilo dumbbells. And if it was for that, she'd be lifting threes, by the way. But I'd do it for that.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So are you?
Me? Mine started to sway towards what he just said. But
Is there something we don't know?
No, keep not pregnant.
Because we were originally planning for like
For this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think with me, and the reason why I kept the time between my seasons, like my
9 years.
was like, no, it was 11. It was 11 years between first ever competing and then
I'll be a
the
little
season.
bit
Was because obviously I went through a lot of life changes, career, relationships, buying house, things like that. But also too is I just, you know, we had that question that came up during the week about being selfish, and whether remember it was in the last podcast. I think it was about, you know, where's the line between being committed and being selfish. I always thought that I didn't really want to prep because I didn't want to be selfish. But then when I did prep, I was like, I left it too long. Like I should have done something for myself.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that I did regret about the fact that I left it too long. It's like I should have just put myself first.
Mm-hmm.
I had the ability to do it. The people around me would have supported me either way. I should have just prepped and got on stage a lot earlier. So I'm kind of, those thoughts are coming back up now again.
Because you could also look at it through the lens of right now you don't have kids. As someone you can relate when you have kids, you're never ever the same bodybuilder because you don't want to be, and you could be that selfish, but you won't be like that, where that's not at the top of your food chain because there's other priorities that mean more to you versus you'd have the ability to have one last chance to be as selfish, and Kicks supports you. You could do it to the level that you want to do it at, because then as soon as you have kids, until they're older and self-sufficient, you're never ever able to do it at the level that you once could. And that's fine, you have to accept that, but it's also knowing, do you want to have another crack to just see.
This is what you fucking did to me in WA.
I'm looking forward to
But I'm being objective, of course. Like if you look at it through that, you can see where that is. Because then, if you're thinking about it, you do have a baby. Newborn baby is very, very hard. Having competed with a newborn baby, it's not much fun. But let's say that you couldn't do it, but it would make more sense if you were going to do that, and then you could have more of a gap, and then if you wanted to revisit it.
Yeah, so in my mind, it's like soon, or it's 5 years down the line.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my mind's at. But then also too is if it's soon, I better get my ass into gear because I'm not happy with some things and I want to try to make some more progress before I step on stage. And we all know that progress doesn't happen in 2-3 months; it happens in 12 months.
Correct.
Right. So
that's why I'm like, we need to have.
we do.
We work some shit out.
Yeah, we need to do.
Let's get talking now. We'll just sit here and listen.
Bring your laptop up in the But for me, divisions, I'll stick to men's physique. Like last time I did classic, well, the first ever time I competed, there was only ever bodybuilding. There was nothing else but bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And then I did classic and men's physique, and then I'll stick to men's physique this time around. Yeah. Oh, you only moved on.
I'm not too sure. A few people have asked me recently, when are you going to again? I've been fortunate enough to have that experience of having my kids at a show, even though they were little, but to have that moment of having them up on stage and them being so excited. They actually came home that night and were like, I'm Timsy and I'm Uncle Michael and I'm Daddy, when they would do their little bodybuilding routines. But similar for me, it's that element of knowing what it requires and knowing the level that I would want to do it at. It has to be right for my family as well. Like I've been fortunate, I've been able to have some really good experiences and do lots of shows and be competitive. And I still want to go again, but if I did, it was maybe going to be next year, but that's probably also been pushed back again now. I feel like there's no real urgency, and until I feel like I really want to go again, it's probably still just lingering off to the side. The IFBB probably entices me more because I feel like in the natural side of things, I feel like I've done most things and I've experienced that, versus I got more enjoyment doing that IFBB show as an natty against enhanced athletes, because the whole prep, it was almost like everyone else has an advantage, so you have to work harder and you have to be more disciplined to go to that level. And I had no expectation how I was going to go, and so to do it and to be competitive, I was like, well, maybe that's something that I can, pursue.
Did you ever do WMBF?
No, so that's another one that I would probably do, because if you can get a pro card with that, that opens up doors over in the US and even in the UK to potentially compete against some people that I haven't been able to compete against. So.
All right. Okay.
Should tell everybody about sometimes the videos that Scotty will send us, which we'll be away for a show, and your poor wife is having to do call out so your kids can hit poses, and then Harvey will be me, and he'll be like, next up number 42, and then your wife will have to call out side chest, and both your kids will hit the pose, next pose.
They're both like in their undies, they've just had their showers and they love it.
That's awesome.
So yes, kids being bodybuilders then?
No, well, so to answer that, if they were interested, and I'll encourage them to strength. They already do. They're in the gym every single day. They monkey see, monkey do. But if they had desires to get on stage, I wouldn't support it until they're 18, and for my daughter, not until she's, as in doing a prep, maybe till she's in her early mid-20s, purely from an endocrinological perspective, because so many females who are in that area, sort of once you get to 23, 24, then you'll start to see things fall away endogenously compared to where they were. And so I would never, knowing what I know and knowing where the research is and statistics for her, not say that she couldn't do it and get through fine, but for me, knowing that space and being a bit more protective, and also thinking that maybe she's going to possess a very similar obsessive, if I'm doing this, I want to be a world champion approach to whatever she does. I would want to get her out of her own way. But equally, if she's an adult, she's 19, she's like, I don't want to do that. But if she was looking at leaning into that, I would be looking to communicate the reasons and understanding that, why, like, as it is, my kids could tell you digestion, how it works from down the esophagus into the stomach, small intestine, because all those things, they love it and they read about it in books. And so I think when they're a bit older, understanding that process, because there's so many females who go through that endo-turbulence when they're in their teenage years, and that has a really catastrophic effect on the early stages, of them being a young adult. And so for me, I also think if you can train hard, when you're in that window of like 15 to 23, endogenous hormone production is very high, so it's almost like being on cycle. So rather than being in a deficit, eat, grow if you want to gain tissue, and then if you decide you want to prep. Yeah, powerlifting, yeah, for sure. It's good for bone mineral density, for sure. If I want, maybe I'll do that, I'll push you into the powerlifting side of things. Sorry?
They start at 16.
Yeah, they do.
Each time they start at 6.
They'll probably start blasting from the age of 8.
I think we know who the mayor of Beijing is now.
How is a coach training older women going through menopause? How do you recognise their symptoms, and how would you change their nutrition and training? Do you cover it?
I think we're also in an age where, take it back another layer, a lot of females, and not even a lot of females, a lot of males, these days you get a blood panel, it's so easy to get access to TRT, and so many people want to go down that path versus, for me, I look at it through a different lens. It's a physiological process that the human body goes through as you get through your latter stages in life. So if it's a female, it's your body saying that it's no longer at a stage where it's ready to procreate and make babies. There's changes that occur. I think in terms of training, females, it's so much harder because they go throughout their whole life, there's so much turbulence, with the menstrual cycle, and then your ability to train, someone's going through, perimenopause, they get hot flushes, sleep's compromised, there's almost like a cocktail of things that are going on, endogenously. And so I think it's a matter of just trying to grab the low-hanging fruit. I don't think there's really a blanket statement. I think everyone is going to be very individual in how they go about it, in terms of how you approach it. Some people choose to go on hormone replacement therapy because, and not to begrudge that, there's nothing wrong with that, everyone's different. But around training, I don't think there's really too much that changes. I don't think that you shouldn't do this or you should do that per se. There's a lot of discussion around different types of diet and you should eat higher fat. Fats are important, but I think it's more energy availability, very similar to menstrual health and things of that nature. So I think making sure that you're eating sufficient, but also when you go through that process and as we get older, there is a decline in metabolic rate, things do start to slow down, but you're also more, you're less active, you're not as, you're not going about things as you usually once would. So I think, and I'm not really giving you a specific answer, but I feel like it's kind of hard. It just depends on the individual. If someone's, like what their symptomatology is around training, if this doesn't feel good or they get more fatigued during that, you kind of just have to troubleshoot the problem. So I don't really have a specific.
So would you say that when they do start menopause, it's something that you kind of coach them into the transition of that? So like automatically it's like, okay, cool, high fat diet, change training to this. It's more something that you transition, you might, shift here.
It's not like he makes changes instantaneously upon.
No, but also acknowledging how they feel as well, because I think, and again, I am not a partner of someone that's going through that yet, but I can imagine that as a female, perhaps if you're trying to communicate maybe how you're feeling, a lot of males probably don't understand. Very similar, even when women in this room, you might be, going through your monthly, and you could be in that. Okay. You could be going through. Sorry, there's someone about to walk in the door. You're going through that early follicular phase. You get this crash in endogenous hormone production, and there's heightened irritability, and most males don't really understand, but it'd be like them, being really, really low from a TRT perspective, and then things come back up. So I think females have it a lot harder than what we do, and so I think maybe as an older female, if your partner doesn't necessarily understand what's going on, it's very easy, even intimacy and things like that, those things change. And so I think maybe just acknowledging that what you're experiencing is normal, this is normal. There might be times where you don't get good sleep, training's not there, and that's where it just comes down to auto-regulating and just trying to grab the low-hanging fruit and work the problem.
Yeah. I mean, I've used a couple of examples. I think just on the last one we spoke about, gaining muscle around that similar age, and I've got maybe a dozen of my athletes that are in that age demographic. I use Chin Chin as an example all the time. She only started lifting weights at 45, and she's 50 now, and she's still making great progression, still growing, and I can give you other examples as well. And look at myself as an example. So I'm nearly 40, and at the end of last year, my blood panel was reasonably bad. Testosterone was virtually non-existent, so it's on my bloods. Scores were all over the place, and it would have been easy to just say, test was like 1 or 2 to just jump on, but lifestyle factors were just also not in check. So more sleep, I was 83.5 at the time, I'm like 92 now, put some weight on, and getting back to normal. So.
We're going to wrap it up soon. Any live questions? Anyone wants to throw anything out, say anything, want to talk? Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
I got questions just relate to that menopause, because I used to have a client who lost 20 kilograms. She was 100 down to 80 kilograms, and she was managing her diet very well. She's in her 50s at the moment, so she's actually going through the menopause. So there was a period of time that she could not control her diet, could not control the sweet craving and everything. And I texted her yesterday and found out that she started on a peptide. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with peptides, but there's one that she's using is like tirzepatide. It's like a peptide that controls GLP-1. So I'm not quite sure whether or not,
It's GLP-1 agonist?
Yeah, it's basically control hungers. And I'm just not quite sure, because I've always been trying to be mentally supportive of her, trying to get her to change it from a habit perspective, point of view, try to stay away from the sweet. If you can't control it, stay away from it, rather than I have a piece or two. But how would you deal with those situations when people just feel like they're desperate for a solution, but they just cannot?
That's behavioural change.
Yeah, I was going to say
menopause, man.
You probably need to audit their
Who
environment.
here has had periods where they just really want to eat sweets?
Yeah, it's everyone, yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that it's very easy for anyone to use, oh, I'm doing this, not to say that it's just, I'm not blanketing it in menopause, but I think in anything, I have to do that because of this. But in reality, she just needs to make better decisions. Her goal, if she wants to lose weight, that goal isn't as important as that acute desire to want to eat sweets. At the end of the day, if someone really wants to sacrifice and to really get lean, then they'll get lean. And if they really want to enjoy some treats, there's nothing wrong with having that, then they won't. So the GLP-1 agonist is just a means of forcing your physiology to almost change that behavior. But then as soon as you come off that drug, it's a band-aid for a ball and it doesn't fix it.
Because she was like, I'm ready to commit to it for the rest of my life. And when I hear that, I was like, I'm not stopping you at the same time. Like,
so things like that, if she's going, I would look at times of, let's say that she wants to eat those types of foods later in the day, then I would look at maybe sticking a lot more fibre around the 2 meals that she has before that, because we spoke about fibre delaying gastric emptying. If you can slow transit time down and you can have them feeling really satiated and full, the last thing you probably really feel like doing is having something sweet, because I've just eaten, I feel full, and now I've eaten another meal and I feel full. Making sure the fluid is where it needs to be, because that can also play a big part. A lot of people eat food when they say they think that they're hungry, but in reality they're just seeking fluid, and obviously most foods have water in it. That's another means of, if you're hydrated, you're less likely to probably want to lean into that.
Another question, Timsy?
I was going to finish on a good note. What's your favourite part of this retreat so far? And you can't say anything the same.
Ooh.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed this morning's recovery session. I walked out of there almost feeling euphoric, to be honest. Changed pretty quickly, but Bali, but I walked. It was awesome. I hope that'll be a staple, I reckon.
Yeah.
Scotty Brown, that was awesome.
I've really enjoyed the gym, trained in that new facility that we're at. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think the gym as well compounds the space, knowing that it's never felt crammed, or compared to where we were at Flash, it's compounds so much better. And
Similar better.
Yeah, and similar to MG, I really enjoyed the recovery session, and I feel like everyone that attended, I can't speak for everyone, but it looked like everyone really enjoyed it, something a bit different, and something that probably everyone could look to employ more of, potentially a bit more mobility for most people that attended.
I said to Nam afterwards, remember I said, imagine if we got to do that every day, and you said that would be a blessing.
yeah.
No, you said that would be a privilege, that's what you said, that would be a privilege.
I think it's cool for everyone to see what that's like, because, for example, in a professional sporting environment, that's literally what elite athletes get to do. They literally have a session like that after games. That's what we do. After hard training sessions, that's what we do, except they also have someone, you guys are going off site to get your massage, versus they have the physios in hand. Chefs prep their food, Craig's prepping your food. So it really is an environment that's conducive to just being as optimal as you can as a physique athlete. One of the reasons I was so happy that Nerida was coming on this is because I knew there was going to be an awesome opportunity for her to give back to the system, to literally do everything to eat well, sleep well, recover well. And so a session like this morning is something that you could look to include. Obviously there's some nuance around that depending on what you've trained, so that you're not blunting adaptation and things like that. But if anyone wants to know more about that stuff, and if you were going to include it as a physique athlete, how you would, happy to.
Could we fit in one more?
You probably could on Saturday afterwards. The thing is, if you want to do it to that level, like if you want to do the active recovery first, and then you're probably going to miss out on the training side of it, because you wouldn't have the time. But you could do the training session, if everyone was training upper, you could do the same thing and then just get into your hips, so that you're not blunting everything up top.
I want to dunk my head.
Alright, do you want to finish on another bean?
No.
I think everyone in the room should do it.
That's right.
I've had a shit one, so I'm out. I'm done.
Come on, mate. No, come on.
You're the delicious monster to wash down.
Yes,
Come on. I'll go first again.
No,
No, no.
Mate, I've already done one.
No, we're not.
This is easy for you, so you had a lovely
Hopefully he gets them all.
You might get a good one. Ready?
Okay, so
Good luck for this.
yeah, you got banana
Oh,
or
beautiful. Banana or wet dog?
Yellow, okay.
Is it yellow? This one, yeah.
Banana, of course it is.
Banana.
Let's go, Rolly.
It's actually really
You need
nice.
to bring that positivity into it. Maybe that's
Spartan
what
or
MT's, I mean,
This
MT's
is what you call
manifesting.
peer pressure.
Good peer pressure though.
Trevoli's good at this game.
Oh,
It's not fucking black, it's purple.
Another week we're done.
Yeah, no,
Or do you
I
want
just had wet dog, it's a recent
Okay,
game.
go.
I'm not in that tire again.
Alright.
That's the red one.
What do you got? Cappuccino or liver and onions?
Or do you want to just pick one that's a new flavour that no one's tried yet?
It's brown.
Let's
Okay,
go
brown.
brown.
I don't pick that one there, but pick like
Hey,
I'm not gonna because that's signature.
Sorry, all picked that one there.
All pick that one there.
Yeah.
Which
one
one
is
is
it?
that?
Yeah.
It's brown.
Good luck.
Cappuccino or liver and onion?
Pray for you.
Cappuccino, thank
Oh
you.
yeah!
Redemption!
Are you gonna go 3 to 3?
Redemption!
Of course not, it's me. Bullshit. Come on, maybe something outrageous. Let's get some tutti frutti or stinky socks.
What colour is that?
White.
Oh, white.
White speckles.
Love me some socks.
Oh, white speckles is it?
You want the most speckles, the dirtiest one. This one's outrageous.
Get involved.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of speckles.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tutti frutti.
Oh yeah! Who wants to have a go? We're on a good roll at the
Yeah,
moment.
everyone.
Who wants to have a go?
I'll have a go.
Yeah.
Oh, Nira!
Is that okay?
Go ahead, there you go.
Let's go, Nero, let's go.
Go.
Please give her a fucking tutti frutti or something. Alright, what's up? Yeah.
Please give this lady
Strawberry?
something delicious.
Strawberry or
Strawberries.
dead fish or
Please give this lady
Come on, Nero, come on, give her a strawberry!
Strawberry!
Wait, hold on.
No.
No, dead fish.
I did so well.
No, it's okay.
She was
It's not actually.
No, it's dead.
It's just got that
T-dog.
yucky, fishy taste.
Oh, that's a part
Which one is it?
Okay, just a minute, just like, yeah, cool. There we go. Yeah. Stinky socks or tutti frutti.
Same one.
What colour is that?
Just, is there anything that hasn't been eaten? And just go for that colour.
Fish or...
You want to see
I don't know
something?
what is that.
Oh,
Colour is
there you go, you gotta have this one.
Someone should do the book
Peach
one.
or vomit? Peach or vomit?
What colour is that?
Oh, it's pink with this. Right, you actually took the one I pointed to.
Turn around, face the audience.
Basically.
Face the camera.
Go on.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Alright, have the other one then. Go again.
Oh god.
Peach again? Peach again, go again.
Right, they're all
I'm gonna swallow
Could
the
you
juice
actually
first.
eating it.
Oh.
Okay, go.
Do you know what it tastes
Are you
like?
just hungry?
They'll eat anything.
Swallow.
Vomit.
It's not hungry.
There's one more colour. We haven't done the booger or juicy
Right, so
shell.
you've got to do
NT, that sounds like you want to do that.
Green.
Three,
Green.
one,
Yeah, we'll go one each.
3 or 4.
Yeah, one each. Yeah, that's good, one each. You pick which one, okay.
Cheers.
Three.
I got pretty happy.
One.
Someone hit you in the back of the
We need juicy hair.
It's nice, so what is it?
Juicy hair.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually got it easy.
I can't tell if you've had awkward buns or you've really
Hey.
big face.
No word of a lie, that is exactly what I was expecting we're gonna taste like.
It's fun.
That's not fun.
MG, your torch is on again.
That's empty. Alright, thanks everyone. Let's go clap. 1, 2, 3.
Hey!